Teru I neke neke, teru I neke neke, teru I neke neke, teru I neke neke. I e koko. Kia ora tātou kātoto e te roa ranui, te roa atupaka, te roa anu, maana, mānea o te toa. Praise the Lord for the beautiful day that He has blessed us with. You know, I have been praying for a beautiful weekend, and the Lord has blessed us. Because I tell you, if I'm going to tell you something, it's a real legacy. Because we've been blessed right from the beginning of my growing up, got married right up to now, and still carrying on what we're doing, what we've been doing. We've been blessed by the Lord because we put our trust into the Lord. He created heaven and earth and everything in it. If you have that faith and trust in Him, everything just works out. So that's how we've been doing things. The roa has been given out to all of us. Families, I am so happy, especially Tairi, because Tairi was the one that tried. But the family has been wanting to get together, and the Lord has blessed us for this day to come together. And because my biological father is a Tahitian, and they've been wanting to go to Tahiti so they can meet the families in Tahiti. I said, it's up to you kids, organise it and let me know, then we can all go. But I'll just leave that to them. But now this has happened, probably the next journey will be the one to go to Tahiti. Anyway, Papa Vaiona, Mama Almei, Eriki, Koe Nato, Kia ora, Kia ora, Te Tua. I have to apologise for Papa Henry Witchman too, because he has apologised for he should have been here, because I grew up in PIC Newton. Papa Vaiora was only a little kid then, running around, yeah, because his parents, his father, was the secretary of the PIC Newton. That's our mother church, is our PIC Newton. Well, my feeding parents, Mama Tuangaru and Papa Benjamin, they came to New Zealand in 1943. And they they went to Hastings, Hawke's Bay. They were working on the farm. I was only 5 years old. They left me with my biological parents, and they came over. And but the climate in Hawke's Bay doesn't suit the old man. And then they came back to Auckland, and they lived in Great North Strait, Grayland. And that's when they sent for me to come over. I was 10 years old. That was 1949 when I came over. Because my month is April, I came in January. And that was still cold. It's a winter. Those days, those years, it's not like this now. This is not cold. Those days, we have ice everywhere during winter time. When you go on the road, you're smoking because of the cold weather. And it was really cold in those days. And these places doesn't exist. In those days, it's just Grayland, Ponsonby, Parnell. And that's where our people, but my parents was one of the first pioneers to come to New Zealand. And that's when PIC Newton started with Reverend Chalice. And we, most of us know that Reverend Chalice was the first missionary that came from England to Takamoa. And he also left Takamoa, come over here to New Zealand and started PICC, that's Pacific Island Congregational Church. That was the name. And Tāreu Tiaia and Mamatangi was the Oromitua that came over in those days with Papa Reverend Chalice. And people that comes to, when we were in Grayland, in those days, no houses belonged to people, only a room. If you come in, you only got a room. So my parents only got a room, a double bed, a couch, and the kitchen is in the same room, in the bathroom, that's all. So because I was here, I went to Beresford Street School. They bought our house then in Hayden Street. It was Beresford Street, Howe Street, and Hayden Street, and then on top is the K Road, and that's where the church is, the PIC. So they are the first elders in the PIC church, and that's where I grew up. Starting with the Sunday school, even in Rotorua, we were at Sunday school in Avarua, and then I came here, was at Sunday school at PIC. And after being at Beresford Street School, I was at Seton Technical College in Watersley Street, Auckland, because Auckland Grammar is just behind Beresford Street School. But I didn't go there. I went to Seton Technical College in Watersley Street. And as time goes, as years goes, we, being a Sunday school teacher, Sunday school, in the Sunday school, grew up as become a Sunday school teacher, and then our youth club, Cook Island Youth Club. And in 1953, that's when Papa Tāreu, we confirmed the sports in Wellington with PIC Newtown. PIC Newton, PIC Newtown. That's how it started. That's how the sports started with the two regions. And that's how it goes, because Papa Tāreu was the one that confirmed it. And if you see the photo, it's up there. That's where we were in Wellington when the sports was established. And we used to play at Beresford Street School because there's no netball courts or anywhere else. We used to, and on the side going down, that's where people, it's like a stadium. That's where we have people watching the game. And that's how it started with the sports. Then Hawke's Bay, Tokoroa, all the regionals. And when that happens, it comes to the church. They send the name to the church, we announce it and put it the people out when they come to Auckland, or we go to Wellington, we go to Hawke's Bay. That's how it started. Now, the late 50s, I went back to Rarotonga. I was only there for about 2 years. That's how I met Papa Tāreu. We met in Raro, we got engaged, and then we came here. But we came because he asked his father, he wants to go on the Mariposa and the Monterey because those are the tourist boats, because we used to be in the culture and Sishkavaka, and then we go on to the tourist boats and have items on the tourist boat. So we came over to New Zealand. We stayed with Mum and Dad in Hayden Street, and we were going to get married over here. Lucky we didn't send the invite out, but Papa Areora, Mama Ruta from Rara said, if you two not going to come, we're going to come over and get you. So we have to say to our parents over here, I think it's better if we go back home. So we did. 1962 we got married, And then we came back in 1963. We went there in November. We got married at the end of November, 28th of November, and then we came back. And the kids like Tereki and Ukia, because Mum has retired work, and she used to look after these two. They go to school. When they get at school, they play, come home, no shoes, lost the shoes, the clothes are wrecked. And, hey, you don't go to school and come back home with no clothes. You're supposed to go to school to learn. But anyway, those are those days. And as time goes, they started to do the motorway. We have to shift because some of the houses need to move away. So they applied a house in Punjab. And they said, we're all going to go there. And I said, no. We're going to apply for housing, rental house. So we got it from Otara. That was 1970, we moved to Otara. And then they went to Birds Road School in Otara. Because the school was just about 4 houses or 5 houses from our house in Edward Ave. So they went there. And after that, they were at Hillary College. And all those times, we had the youth club. We were leaders of the youth club. We were leaders of the culture. We were leaders of the church. And then we ended up being elders of the church, which we have been all the time. We start building houses in Rarotonga. We got 3 houses in Rarotonga, 2 in Titikarika, 1 in Awhanui. So, praise the Lord, because we put everything, we planned everything, set a plan, set a goal, plan, and work with it, but put it in the hand of the Lord. And that's how we've been going, doing everything, and that's how we know that the Lord has been blessing us right through. And, well, we've been married for 56 years when Papa left me behind. I didn't think he's going to leave me so early. But anyway, I know what he wants me to do, carry on and do what we have been doing. So, families, thank you very much for us getting together today. It's a real blessing because you all came and the one that we have invited to come. And because these children, they all grew up PIC Newton, especially by our baby. Our baby suits our cast off. All the mamas, that's Mama Te Pora Prateina, and the other mamas too, and their daughters, they at our car, open our car, take him. I never see him until we come back home. Even when we go to the sports, at the windmill court, as soon as I get there, the pram goes away. So I don't have any time for him. There's always people looking after him. So I play my game, and because Annie and I was one of the Auckland Rep in those days. And yeah, so all these kids, they grew up in the sports arena. And that's where they all been growing until they got all their jobs. Because at Cambridge Clothing, started off as a machinist and then ended up being a team leader. Because those days they didn't use the supervisor anymore, they put team leader. So that's where we, like Ake said, that's where she knows me from, because in my team, I've got all sorts of nationalities, Indian, from all over the world. And sometimes it's quite hard to explain things to them, but it was okay. It was really good. So, yeah, so I'm happy for my children, because even our eldest son, is in the States. And he's been there for quite a long while. And he was the one that really wanted to tour the world, and he did. He toured the world, got married in England, and come back all the way through all the places that they wanted to go through. Now he wanted to go back to the States, so he's in the States, and he's got business over there too. The good thing about them, they never bothered us when they got into their families, have their own families, carry on what they were doing, because they still work with the Lord. And that's how happy they've been with us too as well. So, thank you so much, because we were in PIC Newton and then end up here in Mangere. Because PIC Newton, then we're doing Mangere because Sister Terimona and Papa Derek Moate started fundraising. We all fundraise for the Mangere PIC. And then after here, because Mrs. Chalice, that's Papa Chalice's wife, Mama Rick, because they used to live in Mangere Bridge. We used to travel Mangere for the Sunday school at St. Mark's, and then we used to travel to Otara to do the Sunday school, and we even go to Winopai too as well, because there's some of our pukan people out that way too as well during those days. So yeah, we did a lot of work for the churches, and in Gleninnes, it was Mum and Dad and us that started the church in GI at the Vaine Samuel and cousin Derek, that's Annie and Elizabeth's parents in GI. That's where we've been going every Sunday. We're always going to churches. That's when our parents was, and that's what we've been doing with the church. And that's what it is now, still doing the same thing. On a Sunday, I go to Life. I go to Life. From Life, come back, I go to PIC Newton. Then after PIC Newton, come to Mangere PIC. So it's a whole day for a Sunday. So that's, yes. So I think I better, like what I said, this is a legacy, it's a history, because if you have a look at all the photos that we have, because I had this, we celebrate the 70th birthday of the PIC last year in December, right up to February this year, because I had all the photos that we had, and that was the history that I have to tell them, because they make me do the history, because if I didn't, they wouldn't have known anything, because nobody from those days knows anything. So anyway, I did the history for it. So thank you very much, families. Thank you for listening. I think I've been here. It's been too long. But I would like to ask my children over here, that's my brother's children, Sadraka, and I want you guys to sing a Garen song. I know that James is not here, but you can do it with Sadie and them. Yeah.